Hello and welcome to this week's video, and this month's video probably because I will probably not buy a lot of records in the coming month because I spent half of my money, but that none of you care about that anyway. But yeah, so we have 8 albums. One of them I've had for a while, and the other 7 I got today, and I spent around $60. So it should be there's 5 LPs, one 7-inch, one CD, and one cassette. And this is one I've had for a while. This is Sepultura, more revisions, and the Best of Devastation EP. This is a comp cassette, if you want to call it that. A really good album, and Sepultura is like a household name. Maybe more because of their rise, maybe roots stuff to some people, but these are my favorite Sepultura material. They are a little bit more raw and just it's kind of a blend between thrash, death, and black metal at this point in time. So here's the cassette, nothing really too special. Here's a picture of the Best of Devastation EP there, and a band photo and another band photo here. I think this is Brazil's, or I believe they are some from South America. I know that, but I don't know if I believe they're from Brazil. But this is one of the South American thrash scene was very heavy in the 80s. You know, with Sarcophago, or how you want to pronounce it. Holocausto is another band that was fairly big, I believe. But moving on, this is a old school death metal classic, and it's Morbid Angel, Altars of Madness. I can see if I can reduce the glare there. This is a classic death metal album. I think everyone has at least seen a copy of this one. This is a repress, so it's not an original. And yeah, there's the back with everyone. I did really like their album Blessed or Sick. I showed that one in a update some time ago, and I saw this and it was like $8. So yeah, I believe this is an 89 repressing. I know the album came out in 89, but this might be a repressing. And if there are any weird voices, it's because my ears are fucked up and the like headphone stuff always comes out. But this is the inside, and on the inside it's just like white with lyrics and some pictures, like the Baphomet and all that stuff. But I this one I heard a lot. I heard this one first before Blessed, but Blessed is my favorite of the two. But I really need to listen to this one more because it's an absolute classic, and this is one that every death metal fan should have. So now we get into the vinyl, and this first one is Europe with Rock the Night. Europe is I really did the first one, and Rock the Night is a great song, but the B-side is interesting. It's a new version of Seven Doors Hotel, which is my favorite of the first album, and I really wanted to hear how it sounds. So I have not heard that one yet, so I'll get on that sooner or later. This is Thunder in Rock by either Mayor Fist or Fist. I've heard both. As this is a Mayor Fist copy, I think they have been gone under the name Fist as well. There is really nothing on the back, and there's really nothing on the inside as well. Just the AM Records logo on the inner sleeve. If you can see it, I don't know if that's too interesting, but this is an original pressing. AM Records. As you can see there, this is a Canadian Fist. I don't know if there is an British one as well, because I think I've seen their logo somewhere. So I don't know if it's the same band, but I think there is a British one as well. But this one is great. I really did the first one, Double or Nothing. Thunder Rock is a great one as well. This is more like traditional heavy metal with hard rock influences. Okay, it came out in 1981, so it's understandable that it's that kind of music, but it's still great. Next one is a classic that I believe everyone should have. That is Judge and the Fox by Thin Lizzy. Everyone is familiar with Thin Lizzy at this point. Everyone has probably heard The Boys Are Back in Town 1,000,000 times on rock radio. But Thin Lizzy is a band, at least in America, from what I've gathered, is they didn't really have any hits outside Boys Are Back in Town, so they never really broke America. But this is a great album. My favorites include Johnny, Borderline is a great ballady. Don't Believe a Word is great as well. So I definitely recommend this one. I believe it's a picture of Steve in this as well. But it's just the lyric. There's nothing on there, and it's just some credits there, so it's nothing really special there. So now we have TNT, Knights of the New Thunder. This is a Norwegian band, and now we're gonna get into some Scandinavian albums. All of these are Scandinavian that I'm going to show now. I heard of this a couple times before, and I really liked it, so I picked it up. It was like $10. So this is a Canadian pressing, I think. Oh yeah, this is a Canadian pressing. There's the back. It's just kind of traditional heavy metal with there's the lyrics and the band. There's kind of a custom label. It's what this particular pressing is on Mercury. I don't know if there were any other things, like for example the one that I'm going to show next has several was pressed on like Bandai as well. So I believe it was released on Bandai as well. You know, the Canadian company that released many you know what's called more heavy albums, like for example Exciter, I know had Bandai pressings, like Metallica for example also had Bandai pressings. And yeah, so the cover art is pretty good, but I definitely need to listen more to this one. That's why I got it. But yeah, TNT. Now we have Overdrive with Swords and Axes. There's the back. I spun this one an hour or so ago, and I really dug it. This is one that I think was released on Bandai as well, but this is a Swedish Records. If you can see there, the cover art is good, but also not really that good at the same time. I prefer the TNT cover. Nothing really special, just Planet Records. Yeah. But this is one of those classic first wave of Swedish heavy metal, along with Gotham City and Europe to some extent. What was more, Heavy Load for example as well. Is there any more that people I know Rising, but I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but I kind of Seven Mountain is one as well. Yeah. And the band I'm going to show you next, which is the last of this update, and it's 220 volts, Mind of Muscle. This is also one of the bigger Swedish heavy metal bands from the early to mid 80s. This is the third album that came out in 1985. This one I believe is tied with my favorite 220 volt album. This one would be nice as fuck as a gatefold, but I don't know if it had any gatefold pressing at all. But this one was released on CBS. I believe they were on were they on CBS on the first two records? I don't know. I don't think they were. They maybe were. I'm just stupid. No, they can't. I believe they were on Sony or like the Epic label. This is the inner sleeve that came with the original record. Here's the lyrics on the other side, and yeah, the LP is not that. It's just a CBS records. You if you own a Priest record from the 80s, you know how it looks. But and it had a hype sticker as well. This album I'm more familiar with. I heard this one before I got it a lot more, but I really like the song "The Tower." I love Electric Messages, Power Games is a great song, but it's weird because their second album is called Power Games, but now there's a song here called Power Games. I don't know if it was they just liked the title and left off the song on the previous album, but what a shame. That song is so great. I love it. But yeah, this one is a classic for first wave of Swedish heavy metal, and it was right at the tail end of the golden age. The golden year was like 82 to 83, and then it started declining in 85 or 86. And yeah, this one is a great album. Everyone should have this in their collection. So that was all I had to show today. And if you want to share your opinion on some of these albums, if you've heard them, please make sure to leave them down in the comments. I love to chat about these things. And yeah, and without no further ado, spread the metal and go home and listen to your old records.